home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
This is a special announcement. As a good neighbor in this community, Republic Services of Georgia is proposing changes to Wayne County officials. Their Good Neighbor plan calls for no future disposal of coal ash at Broadhurst Landfill in exchange for rate adjustments to residential waste collection, commercial waste collection, and landfill tipping fees. It's a win-win for everyone. Tell your Wayne County officials that you support this Good Neighbor plan today.
Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear honors military and first responders by giving additional bonus cash on all new Ford models, plus 0% financing for 72 months on nearly every new car. Stop this surge. Call Mike Birch or at MikeBirchFord.com.
0% with approved credit. See dealer for details.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO-FM in Jessup. 4 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Monday morning, 21st day of August. And we're going to have a high today in the 90s once again. The autumn humidity was 7.1 feet and falling. And it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here in the Waycross Highway, by Murphy Builder Supply Northeast Broad Street, and by Republic Services. And good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. One thing, Jonathan asked me what all was going on. One thing I forgot to mention, qualifying gets underway today and screaming for the city elections today. So again, if you want to run for the mayor or city council, that qualifying gets underway today at Scriven City Hall and runs up until this Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
So again, if you're interested, it's $90 to run for mayor, $35 for a council seat. So that's taking place today as well in the city of Scriven, Georgia. So a lot going on today.
Is there going to be a lot of openings there in Scriven? I think the mayor's not going to run again. Several city council people.
Right, that's what I heard. So
yeah, so if you live in the Scriven area, good chance you may get elected.
And qualifying runs till August 25th at 12 noon. So it's 8:30 to 12, 1 to 4, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then the 25th they close it out at 12 noon. So again, the fee $35, $90 for mayor. So mayor's position is wide open. The mayor of Scriven is not seeking re-election.
Hang up the mayor's hat. Somebody else can have it.
Somebody else.
Yeah, it's a thankless job anyway, being an elected official. You get all these complaints from everybody. You don't hardly get paid anything. You're trying to do your best job, but you know, somebody's got to do it. I'm glad there's community-minded people out there who do that.
And again, the November 7th date is an important date for the county because the SPLOST vote will take place that day as well. Still haven't seen much about it, haven't heard much about it, but again, that's going to be on the ballot. November 7th, the county needs everybody to vote for that SPLOST to continue the 1 cent sales tax, which is already on the books. But again, the vote for that comes up on November 7th as well. Early voting begins October 16th, runs to November 3rd, last day to register to vote, and the November election is October the 10th. So again, if you're not a registered voter, would like to be a registered voter, you can register to do so, but you have to do so by the October 10th date in order to vote in the November elections and the November SPLOST vote, which again is Tuesday, November 7th. So very important vote. Haven't seen much about it. Haven't seen any signs around anywhere. Normally there's a push for it, but I haven't seen it at all.
I would imagine after Labor Day weekend that there'll be folks who start getting serious about it. You would think.
They can get serious now.
It's a long time for the, especially before the election, before that.
People don't like taxes. Like I said, there's a proposed tax increase already. We have those public hearings today at 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So I'm not sure if that's going to have an effect on the SPLOST vote or not. But the sooner you get out there and push the SPLOST, the better. That's just my thought.
Well, that's true. We've had the SPLOST here in Wayne County for several years for a couple of different things, and it has helped out the county tremendously with certain projects, and we'll see if Wayne County wants to continue to improve. You know, we know, I think they say 30 to 40% of the money, the taxes collected come from folks from out of town. Right. And so it's good to have folks from outside of Wayne County that actually pay for the different improvements here in Wayne County, just like we do when we go to Glenn County or Chatham County or Ware County or Liberty County and any of those counties that have the SPLOST. It's just a good and fair way of making improvements to a city or a county. And Wayne County has seen that for many, many years now. It'll be interesting to see if they want to continue that. But we'll find out in November. You know that Jerry Lewis died over the weekend, 91 years old. Of course, he's known for his movies, his comedy. Dean Martin did him with those movies back in the 50s. And, of course, the telethon, muscular MDA telethon for a long time. But he died over the weekend at the age of 91. He did a lot of good for a lot of folks for a long time, Bob.
Raised a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
Dystrophy.
Yeah, a lot of money. And so many different talented people through the years were on that telethon. You know, so many of his friends and other folks who decided to say, hey, I want to be on that telethon to entertain in some sort of way, sing, dance, tell jokes, interact with Jerry, things of that sort. But you know, thoughts and prayers goes out to his family, and but just a great entertainer for so many years with his movies and his TV, and of course his serious work there with the MDA.
Another one of those stories where they had so much success and then they parted ways and didn't speak to one another for years. But
yeah,
I think the story is that right before Dean was ready to pass, they kind of reconciled and got back together. But
yeah,
they had a bad breakup after being such a great tandem in comedy. You know,
right.
They made so much money together, movies together and all that, but like I said, they had a bad breakup.
Somehow there was a bad breakup. I don't know what I probably did at one time.
They went years
I can't remember why they had that breakup there between Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis with their movie and their comedy acts. But it wasn't very good. But at least, you know, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, they remained friends even after all the road movies back in the 40s. Road to Here, Road to There. Yeah, they were pretty funny movies back then. And but Jerry Lewis, great entertainer, dies at the age of 91. Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM in Jessup, WIFO, and of course, as you and Jonathan were talking about, this is Eclipse Day. Folks will, you know, the students will stay a little extra after school today so they can enjoy the eclipse with the teachers there at the schools here in town, in Wayne County. And then the buses will be running and the kids will leave a little bit later today than normal.
Right. I saw a superintendent this weekend. He said, you know, 10 to 15 minutes at the most, they'll be extending school. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But
no, not that big.
They want to use it as an educational experience. And again, Crestland's provided all those glasses to all the schools. And so all the students and teachers have them. So it should be a fun day at the school to see this historic event. And it is historic, you know, first one in over nearly 100 years. So.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's the first time since I was reading something saying the fact that this is the first one that's been seen basically total eclipse from one side of the country to the other side, and we're the only continent that is doing it in here in North America. You can see some of it in South America, but not much. But with the total eclipse here in total America, where it starts on the west coast and goes all the way to the east coast, a complete path where you can see the total eclipse. Since 1776, you know, we have partial ones here, there, and yonder. And sometimes we have a full the eclipse, you know, in certain states, but not from one side to the other here in North America. So it's been a long time since that's happened.
Big events all across the nation. I say they got a big event in Athens, Sanford Stadium.
Oh yeah, they'll get total one up there.
They're expecting 10 to 20,000 people to come in the stadium and see the solar eclipse there. So
yeah. And reading something here, you know, we think about us humans, but they say it's good to keep pets away from the inside and away from the eclipse, for you know, they could look at it. You know, it could scare them, it could frighten them, you know, and all kinds of stuff. You will see, they say that you will see animals do weird things during that time period where you got, you know, where it goes through, especially when it gets close to the total eclipse. So you'll see all kinds of stuff, hear all kinds of stuff. You know, you'll sound like nighttime. You know, with the crickets chirping, all that kind of stuff you normally hear at night. So be careful with your pets outside during this. Okay, someone wants to know, why haven't we seen more detail regarding specific spots projects can't really decide if we don't know what the specifics are. Wayne County is already heavily taxed. Aren't we deserving of some relief? Well,
all those projects are listed. And
yeah,
they've already sent all
yeah.
that
The
stuff
projects,
out.
the projects are listed, and they'll talk more about those. I said, September, October, or the November, that will happen. But
all
the
those
sales
have taken place.
Yeah.
The cities, the counties, Scriven's got their list. Odom's got their
the
list.
entire list is out there, and we'll talk more about that as time gets closer. But as we all know, a sales tax is the most fair tax there is. And that's the reason why I feel that Wayne Countyans and other counties where people have voted for that see the fact that it's the most fair tax. It's not a property tax. It's it's not an income tax. It's a sales tax where the more that's purchased, the more tax money that you have come in. And other counties do the same thing. And so if you want certain projects done, you want them completed, you want things improved in your county, then you vote for the splosh. If you don't want that, you feel like there's not enough, you don't want that done, you don't want that sales tax, then you don't vote for it. It's everybody's individual decision on what they want to do. But here in Wayne County has decided that, hey, we want these improvements. We've seen, you've seen so many signs around the county, built by splosh money. So we'll see. We'll see what the Wayne Countyans want to do. Okay, it said that the eclipse in 1984 covered more of the sun here than the one today will. And that could be. I remember I was in downtown Atlanta when the 1984 eclipse happened, where apparently here in South Georgia, in the state of Georgia, we had more of one. But I know in Northeast Georgia, North Georgia, it's supposed to be total eclipse. But I remember the one in 1984.
How could they have one in 1984?
I don't know. I
said this is the first one in 100 years.
I know it, but I remember it. I remember
100 years.
I know. It says the eclipse in 1984 covered more of the sun here than the one today will. Now, I remember one happened in 84. I don't remember all the details about it because I was in a seminar.
Everything I've read and where it says this is the first eclipse in nearly 100 years. So
something happened in 1984 because it got dark in downtown Atlanta for a while. I remember that. I was there. It got dark in downtown Atlanta for a while. I don't know what it was, but it got dark, and when a person just said that in, I remember that. What kind of eclipse it was and how much of it was, whether it was partial or whatever. I just remember in the mid-'80s being in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, and...
Did you have the special glasses on?
Well, we were in a seminar. We were in a seminar, and they let it out. Come on in. Come on, Christy. Who we got here?
There she comes.
What we got? What are you talking about, Christy? Have a seat, Christy.
We always need guests.
Yeah. But I just remember in 84, it got dark in downtown Atlanta for a while. Good morning. You turn your mic. All right. Yeah. You get the mic around there in front of you. There you go. You got it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing this morning?
Fine. Christy Carter here from the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. What's going on? You got a list there.
I just got one main thing. We have a speed networking event tomorrow at Angel's Cafe or Angel's Fine Dining from 5:30 to 7:30, and I just wanted all of our small businesses or any type of medium-sized businesses that if you're looking for prospects or wanting new business, I just wanted to make sure you were aware of this speed networking event. It's not speed dating, it's speed networking. So
we have folks coming in tomorrow morning to talk about that. Oh, no, we did last week.
Last week, I think you did, yes.
Yeah.
But I just, one last plug, just to let everybody know, please register today. You can go to the Chamber website or call the Chamber at 427-2028. That's 427-2028. It's a time where you can sit down and meet with folks. There'll be appetizers and some hors d'oeuvres there, and just sit around, and you can meet at least 20 people. Sit down in front of them, get to know them, build relationships. Hey, it's worth the shot. It's from 5:30 to 7:30, and I just want to encourage these businesses. If you want new business and want some, meet new folks, this is the place to do it. I don't think we've ever done this in Wayne County.
I don't remember speed networking ever being done here in town.
Okay.
No.
Well, good. But like I said, it's not speed dating, so please, they could turn it into what they want, but it is speed networking. So we hope that y'all can make plans to come out there. So I know there's some small businesses out there that are trying to get some business.
That's right. And this is a way to get across the table from someone and say, here's my product, here's my services, here's how I can help you.
Exactly. 5:30 to 7:30. And it is at Angels Fine Dining. Please call the chamber or register today. Let us know head count so we can make plans and have a very successful event. First of its kind in Wayne County, and it's $15 for members and $20 for non-members. So give it a shot. And it's sponsored by Remax Elite. So we want to give a shout out and thank Remax Elite for sponsoring this first time event.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank y'all.
Tomorrow, what time?
Tomorrow, 5:30 to 7:30.
At Angels.
At Angels, yes.
Any questions about it, call the chamber today at 427-2028. All right. Appreciate you coming on, Christy.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to ask her, Bob, while she's here? Anything at all? Anything going on? You don't think so? Okay. The person who said there was an eclipse back in 1984 sent in the information on that, and yes, there was. It was May 30th, 1984. Because, like I said, I remember that. I was in downtown Atlanta. It got dark. You know, it did. We were there, and it got dark, and then it got light again. But that was called an annular solar eclipse. Happened on May 30th, 1984. And how an annular eclipse differs from the one today, I'd have to read up on. I've been trying to read it while you were talking here to explain to the annular eclipse occurs when the moon, I got to move some messages here out of the way so I can read it. Hold on a second. When the moon's apparent diameter is smaller than the sun's. So in a total eclipse like today, up in, throughout the country, the moon will cover will cover the view of the sun completely. An annular eclipse means that when you're looking at the sun, the moon's further away from the earth, so you can still see the sun around it, but the moon's like a big black spot in the middle of it. That's the difference, okay? And the reason why we're having the total eclipse is because the moon's closer to Earth, which is going to block out more of the sun. An annular eclipse, like it happened on May 30th, 1984, happened when if you looked at the sun, you could see the sun ring around the moon. It wasn't total. Okay. So that's what I do it. Something happened. It's just a different type of eclipse. But this is the first total eclipse here in Georgia in a long time.
Weren't y'all talking about Rod Stewart a minute ago?
Jonathan was. Jonathan says that he thinks that Bonnie Raitt and Rod Stewart are the same person. You've never seen them at the same time, the same place. It's just Ron and drag.
They sang "Total Eclipse of the Heart," right?
No, Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Bonnie does.
Okay.
Bonnie does. You'll have a lot of radio stations today who play different. I saw a whole complete list of songs, even country songs, that stations that will probably play today, like in this area, is going to be, between 2 and 3 o'clock when the whole thing happens. But different stations will play some sort of eclipse song during that time period. But of course, Total Eclipse of the Heart is probably going to be the biggest one played.
I'm curious to see what my animals are going to do.
Yeah, the animals, they say, watch your pets. It'll freak them out. They're sitting there, bopping a little bit of sunshine, and then suddenly it starts getting dark, and a little darker and darker, and then lighter and lighter, and so that's one of the things they said on the Georgia News Network today. Watch the animals, watch the birds, listen to the bugs, the whole thing. It'll be a little bit different today.
Is that going to affect your spouse?
They say that if you kiss during a total eclipse, it brings you good luck. So find your hubby and give him a big kiss during the time period, if you believe in that kind of stuff. Because you won't be able to do it again until how many years? 50 years? Whatever it's going to be. But I do remember on May 30th. I mean, we were in downtown Atlanta at a seminar, and it took a break for it, so we could all go outside. It got dark, and then it got light. But that's the difference. An annular is where as I mentioned, is when the moon is further away, so you can still see the ring around the moon. A total lunar eclipse is when the moon completely blocks out the sun. They're different type of eclipse. I found that out just reading on the last couple of days. All right, but I appreciate that person sending that in, because I remember that, and I just couldn't remember the details of it, because I was on May 30th, 1984, I was at a seminar in downtown Atlanta, and it got dark and then got light again. But it was a different type of eclipse. Christy, appreciate you coming in. Good luck with the speed networking tomorrow night beginning at 6 o'clock, right?
5:30.
5:30 to 7:30?
5:30 to 7:30. Come out for some fun and meet some new prospects.
And that's at Angels. It is $20 for members, 25 for non?
15 for 15 for members and 20 for non-members.
Okay.
Yes.
So appreciate you and just to cover the cost of the event, right?
Exactly. Yes, it is.
Is there going to be any refreshments there
Yep,
of any kind?
refreshments, and you get refreshments and a drink ticket.
Okay,
Yep.
And a drink ticket, and you can sit there and speed network.
Yep.
What's it, 3 minutes across the table from each person? Yeah, it is 3 minutes, because I said the woman would speak for 2.5, and the man would speak for 30 seconds if they were a man and a woman across the table from each other.
Y'all come out and have some fun.
Well, it's a proven fact, scientific fact, that been studied by experts that women speak about twice as many words per day as men do.
Men listen more.
Yeah, we have to.
Or they're smart and they listen.
We have to, because every time we go, we can't speak any. We have to listen. Isn't that right, Christy? We have to listen.
Yes.
It doesn't mean
Smart man will listen.
It doesn't mean we comprehend and do. We just listen.
Bob's being quiet right here.
Yeah, he's being quiet. Yeah. All right, Christy, have a good day.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
All right, Big Dog Country Radio 105.5 F. We're not through yet, Bob. We got 5 more minutes. So there was a solar eclipse in May of 1984, but it was just a little bit different type of eclipse. But I remember that. Yeah, yes, sir. It got dark again and got light again. Just wasn't the total eclipse like it's going to happen today. But it is. Let's see. It'll start before long soon. And on the north of Oregon and up in that area, all day long it'll be going across the United States. It'll begin real soon up there. I understand that thousands of people have flocked to the path of this eclipse today up there in the Northeast, and a lot of folks are going up to the northeast section of Georgia today, where you'll see the total eclipse. Now we'll see. I think they said about 80 to 90% down here, somewhere along in there. But once again, you don't want to look directly at it. And also, some people say, well, I'm just going to get my smartphone and put it on reverse and look at it that way. Well, I was just reading something over the weekend the fact that smartphones are not made to give you good pictures of any, like the moon, the sun, or anything of that sort. It just doesn't have the lens for that, the camera capability for that. The eye is so much better than any type of smartphone or camera. But once again, you can go by where, Bob, and get your official classes today?
I'm not sure they have any left.
Not if they got any left or not? Okay. But don't look directly at it if you don't have the special NASA-approved, certified glasses to take a look at it. You can feel the effects. They say that some folks, the hair will actually stand up on the back of their neck or their arms. You'll feel different. It'll be kind of a weird mood there for a while before the moon moves on and the total eclipse or partial eclipse down here, not here. But I guarantee you, Bob, that come 8:04 tonight, the sun will set and it'll get dark. It'll get dark again and it'll rise again tomorrow morning. So we'll get a partial darkness during the day, and then we'll get really dark starting between 8 and 8:30. But I didn't think about pets. Pets, it may freak some pets out. So just kind of watch your pets and make sure that they're taken care of today. All right. Anything going on sports-wise on your mind this morning, Bob?
Football game this Friday. Like I said, if you didn't get your tickets, make sure you get them this week. Get reserved seats, call Nicole. Also, Touchdown Club meets tonight at Sybil. So first meeting of that tonight. So for the big crowd tonight, Sybil was 7.
Okay, someone just went away. I'm going to get down to it. Someone who said they were in elementary school in Scriven when that eclipse happened in 1984. But they said there wasn't a big deal made out of it back then like there is today. But I know we talked about it on the radio station there in Aiken, South Carolina, the station that Dad and I had up there. We talked about it and what was going to be going on and stuff like that. And I know when I was in downtown Atlanta that day that the radio stations were talking about it. And I know that we took a break from the seminar to go outside in downtown Atlanta in the little square area down there to see and feel the effects of it. And, of course, everybody's saying, don't look at it, don't look at it. But, you get dark. I'm just trying to see. The computer's running extremely slow this morning. I mean, it's running like cold molasses this morning. And I'm trying to see if there's any more text messages that have come in that we need to respond to here. So Touchdown Club meeting tonight, once again, 7 at Sybil's. You can either join for the entire season for $125, and of course that gets you the 10 meals there at Sybil's plus the cap, or you can pay the $25 membership fee and just pay for each meal as you come to. Okay. Oh, excuse me. It's Bonnie Tyler, not Bonnie Raitt. Sorry about that. It's Bonnie Tyler that sung Total Eclipse of the Heart. So that was my fault there. I had the wrong Bonnie. It's Bonnie Tyler, not Bonnie Raitt. All right. Anything else, Bob? Oh, they said the total eclipse happened on July 10th, 1972. I was up at the University of Georgia at that time, starting my freshman year. You remember that? Remember 1972?
I was still in Pennsylvania in 72. I didn't move to Stone until 76.
Until 76? Okay. All right. Well, we'll get all this straightened out. Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out on the Waycross Highway, also brought to you by Republic Services and by Murphy Builder Supply, located on